I'm 41. I live in Atlanta, and at the end of every single month, I like to review my budget to see exactly where my money went. Now, I budget $6,700 for the month of June, and I ended up spending $5,577.11. So, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly where every dollar went. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. If you are returning, welcome back. Now, I do have my budget spreadsheet pulled up. I like to budget by categories. I have 7 different budgeting categories, and I'm going to list them out from the most important to the least important because that's typically how I spend my money. Now, I'm going to try to clip each portion of this spreadsheet so you can follow along. If you are interested in the budget spreadsheet, I will tag it down below. So starting out with my most important category, which is my savings. Now, majority of all of my savings, the things in my savings category is on automatic draft. The things that I do have to transfer over into an account, I typically do that on the first of every single month so that I can go ahead and just get my savings out of the way in the beginning. So within my savings category, I have retirement, which I budgeted $230.98, and I ended up putting $238.58 inside of my retirement account. Now, I don't have any control of how much money goes into this retirement account. As you may know from previous videos, my job have stopped contributing to our retirement, which is our pension, but I am still contributing to this pension. Now, I did just get a raise, so that's the reason for like the $8, $7 increase or whatever, because every single time that you get a raise, your retirement contributing actually goes up. I'm not exactly sure how much of my paycheck that is. It may be like around maybe, I don't know, maybe 4%. I'm not exactly sure. So don't hold me to a number. I'm not exactly sure. They don't say how much is taken out of our paycheck, nor do I opt into it as well. The next category inside of my savings is my TSP or thrift savings plan. And I budget 8% of my paycheck. I budgeted $499.26. I ended up putting $464.11. And the reason for the decrease in the TSP is because the TSP loan has been fully paid out. I don't know if you know this, but you can borrow against your own money. It's just like you're paying yourself back with interest. Now, the next is my Roth IRA. I put $500 into my Roth IRA at the first of the month, every single month since I've started to do this. Then in the same thing with my investing, I put $1,000 at the beginning of the month into my investment account or my brokerage account on the first of the month as well. So I did do those 2 things. And then with my savings, I have a high yield savings account that I contribute $500 into that account at the beginning of the month at the beginning of the month as well, so that I can kind of like get more bang for my buck. The high yield savings account that I use is Ally. They give me 3% on the money that I have over there. And then the investing in the Roth IRA accounts that I use is Fidelity. I will link both of those down below just in case you are interested. Now, I do have an additional Roth that comes out of my paycheck that I just recently signed up for, maybe like a month or 2 ago, and I'm just doing the bare minimum with that, which is just $56 a pay period, which brings my total to $112, which was taken out of my paycheck as an allotment. So in total for my savings, I spent $2,814.69, which is, you know, pretty good. Out of all of my income, out of everything that I spent this month, my savings was 50% of my income. So I'm super duper excited about that. Now get into my next category, which is my home. That's the next important thing. That's typically what I go ahead and do. I'll set aside a certain amount of money in my checking account or my home account, because this account is separate from just like my regular checking, because I want to make sure that these bills are paid at the beginning of the month. So I typically transfer my $1,750 into a separate checking account, and then my mortgage, my utilities, my all of the important bills actually comes out, and then I have a regular checking for like my life insurance, short-term disability, and my phone bill, those little knickknacks. But I budgeted $2,082.88 for my home category, and I ended up spending $331.62. And that's because in the month of May, I went ahead and just paid my mortgage, sent that $1,750 for June. I just set it aside or paid it in May. So I paid mortgage 2 times in May, just because I knew that June was going to be like a spending month type of month or whatever. So the next category is my food category, and typically your girl can eat a budget up, and I did eat a budget up. and I budget $500. I've been raising my food budget because I've been going over it these last couple of months. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I'm still going over it now. I budget $500 for food. I ended up spending $852.18, and most of that is groceries. I will say most of that is groceries. What I'm finding out is that now I have to get family packs of stuff. Usually I can go in the grocery store and get the little 6 packs of wings or 8 packs of whole wings. I can get like the 10 pack, or sometimes it'd be 8 in there or 9 in there of like the flats and the drumlets. I can get like a 3 pack of the pork chops and stuff like that. But now they don't really have those anymore. They have the not really like the big family pack, but they have like the pork chops is what used to cost me like $4 or $5 for pork chop is now costing me 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes $13 if I have to get the big assorted pack. And I have added an additional person in my household as well. If you do not know, my sister is staying with me, so that's another human being that I have to feed that's inside of my house. And I'm not gonna put all of this on her like she just been eating up everything. But I will say summer is out, kids are at home, people are eating things, and prices have went up. Let's just be honest, prices at the grocery store are no longer like cheap and affordable anymore. You literally gotta be making a bank to be able to buy groceries these days. That's exactly what it seemed like for me anyway. But I ended up spending $852.18. I did eat out as well. I'm gonna throw that out there too. I didn't eat out a whole lot. If I had to guess how many times I ate out, matter of fact, I have everything put up on my screen. So if I go to the first of the month, pizza. So we did have pizza. Let's see what else. Juicy crab on the 12th. So pizza on the 1st. Juicy crab on the 12th. Longhorn on the 16th. Pizza again on the 22nd. And that's it. So those were the times that we actually ate out. And all of the other stuff is literally me going to Walmart, me buying groceries. And again, things are expensive. Now let's get into transportation. Transportation this month just include gas. And I have saved money on gas. I usually will have to raise my budget when it comes to gas, but I guess the price of gas is actually going down. It's no longer in the $4 like I was spending. I was spending like $4.50, $4.20s and stuff like that. Now I'm noticing it back to the $3 and something. And I budgeted $400 for gas, and I ended up spending $243.93. So I possibly could go back down to my $300 monthly budget. I'm gonna try that next month and actually see how it actually does. Now, after transportation, I go into subscriptions. And in subscriptions, I only have one subscription that comes out of my main checking, and that is my Google storage subscription, which is $1.99. So that's automatically just that. Also, I have chiropractor. Y'all know that my back has been great. Don't get me wrong, my back has been great, but I have been going to a chiropractor every single week, to work on it. And I budget $212.50. That's the monthly fee for that. And fun category. Let's get into the fun category because your girl been outside. Your girl been outside a little bit. Your girl been drinking a frappe a little bit. I haven't bought a smoothie bowl. I haven't actually bought a smoothie bowl in a very long time, which I might need to be getting me a smoothie bowl really, really, really soon. But I budgeted $372.39 because at the end of the day, the fun category actually is the last category that I actually budget for. So when I take my income and subtract all of my main bills and figure everything else out, whatever is remaining, that's where I actually put in, that's where I give myself the money. So I gave myself $372.39 for fun to spend it however I want to spend it on. Usually your girl just eat it up with a frappe. Usually your girl go and get her a little few, piece of clothing or something like that. Usually your girl will go out with her friends, that type of thing. And I've actually did that. I did go to the Mexican with my friends. I did go to Walmart and buy me a few items. I did get a few frappes. I did do all of that. So I did have fun with this money. I spent $360.83. So I definitely didn't go over my budget when it comes to fun. But when we come to my son, this month was actually my son's birthday, and I budgeted $300 for his birthday party because I had already, kind of like did like a package thing. He did a party at the skating ring or whatever, and I did like the gold package, and that included like 10 friends or whatever, and plus 2 adults. And of course, when parents was coming, they were bringing the other kids as well, which is no problem. But I wish people would have let us know that other kids was coming, meaning that now I had to pay out of pocket the regular price, of the skating ring, and that took my that took my budget up through there. Not only just that, we also went to like this new slide park that just opened up in Atlanta, because again, we're in the summer. We don't want to just be stuck in the house. We want to have a little bit of fun as well. And I took him and a few of his friends to the little slide part, and I was already over my budget. But again, I wanted to have a little bit fun with them. I wanted them to, kind of like just get out, have some fun, be around other people that's having fun. Get off these phones, get off these TVs and these tablets and all of that type of stuff. Let's get outside. Let's do some activities. And that's exactly what we did. And I budgeted $300 for him, and I ended up spending $706.38. So $400 over the budget. With the slide thing, that was only $111. So it wasn't necessarily just all the slide thing or whatever like that. It was more so the at the skating ring, because now when the kids are coming that is not on the list and it's more than 10 kids, now I gotta pay for you to get in, which was like $15 a person plus like $5 for the skate. So that's like $20 a pop, and people were coming with 3-4 kids, but I am blessed to just be able to actually afford it. He had a great time. I had a great time at the skating ring as well. And if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely up the budget, because yeah. Now, I did budget $100 for back to school. I wanted to get like some supplies like notebook paper, pens, pencils, that like little knick-knack stuff. But your girl didn't get around to doing none of that because we are already over the budget. So I did not get anything there. For miscellaneous, I did spend $52.99 for just little random items that I did include inside of the budget, which I budget for. So for this, just my expenses, I budgeted $1,886.88, and I ended up spending $2,430.80. And this is actually more than my home category budget, even if I would have paid for my home, my mortgage and utilities and stuff. So with all of this in a graph of all of this broken down into percentage wise, again, 50% of my income actually went to my savings. 5% or 5.9, let's just say 6% actually went towards bills, and then 43.6% actually went on expenses. So I'm not mad about it. I really wish I can get those expenses down. Usually those expenses are not that much, so I definitely got to work on that for next month. But I'm definitely happy about 50% of my income going to my savings, so I don't regret how much I actually spent. I actually save, or what is left in my account is $1,292.61. that I still have to take out $875 for my mortgage for July, and then I get paid on Friday. I'm gonna take out another $875, and that would give me my $1,750 for the month of July. And I'll have to just worry about August, and I'll just be done with my budget. So yeah, that is how much I spent this month as a 41-year-old living in Atlanta. If you've already completed your budget, let me know down below how much you spent this month. And if you are, interested in my budget spreadsheet so you can see exactly where every dollar went and not wonder where it went, I'm going to tag my budget spreadsheet down below as well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.